If you were taking a new job and had your choice of a boss, would you rather work for a man or for a woman? Well, that's the question that Gallup first asked way back in 1953. At that time, 66% of Americans said they would prefer to work for a man, 5% for a woman. Certainly, you say those attitudes have changed over time. They have, but even today we still find a preference for a male boss over a female boss. Look at the numbers there. What's changed the most is a growing percent of Americans over the years have said it doesn't matter to them. In fact, we now have 46%, almost half of Americans who say it doesn't matter. But of those who make a choice, it's 33% who would favor a male boss, 20% who would favor a female boss, and that's a 13-point gap in favor of a male over a female boss. Let's break it down by gender. Men and women, same type of gap among both men and women, and this surprises a lot of people. Now, to be sure, men, this is really interesting, look carefully at the data there, are much more likely than women to say they don't care whether they have a man or a woman as a boss. Women are more likely to have an opinion, but are more likely both to say they would rather have a male boss and to say they would like a female boss. Finally, we did ask Americans, what's the gender of your current boss? 51% of Americans, workers, say they work for a man. 33% say their boss is a woman. We looked at these differences by current boss, and again, we find certainly if you have a female boss now, you're much less likely to have a preference for a man over a woman, but it's still a 6-point edge for a female boss. If you're one of those workers who currently has a male boss, it's a 26-point gap between your preference for a man or a woman as a boss. Here in 2014, although the gap is much smaller than it was, we still find a slight preference for a man over a woman if American workers could choose a boss. I'm Dr. Frank Newport, Gallup Editor-in-Chief.